You have reached the Maryland Piedmont Reliability Project hotline. Your call is important to us. Please leave your name, your full address, your phone number, and a brief summary of why you are calling. We will return your call within 24 hours, if not sooner. Thank you.
Is a giant building with a lot of power, a lot of cooling, and a lot of computers.
It's row upon row upon row of machines, all working together to provide the services that make Google function.
I love building and operating data centers. I'm Joe Cava, Vice President of Data Centers at Google. I'm responsible for managing the teams globally.
Usage has gone up, but not necessarily total usage.
So going to the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities, you're requesting a rate increase. So according to your research, that rate increase is going to be about 12%. It's going to cost the average person about $25 more a month.
PSEG has showed utter disregard to urban areas. You could see here what they've done and what they deem acceptable.
But the problem's not only downtown. This trench down the middle of Linden Avenue is on the city's west side, the result of another PSEG project.
It's absolutely horrible. The street was torn up and it was filled in haphazardly.
Mayor Steve Phillips says the biggest culprit is the energy utility, PSEG.
PSEG wouldn't do this in Short Hills. They wouldn't do this in Chatham, New Jersey. They wouldn't do it in affluent areas. They do this instead in Newark. They do this in East Orange. They do this in Patterson. And they do it in Jersey City. And until we have some standards, we are not going to let it proceed further.
Microwaves, refrigerators, ovens, everything.
Richie Bassano riled over the electrical power surge that volted through his Huntington neighborhood 2 weeks ago.
All the power surges melted. It was quite an event. We thought the whole house was going to catch on fire. We later learned that this transformer over here lost its neutral connection.
I came down here and I smelled smoke. They had to replace the circuit board here.
But the boiler was only the beginning of the Mendoza family woes. Just like multiple neighbors on Carlos Street, all their electrical appliances suddenly appeared fried.
That's the garage motor. The boiler, this is the toaster, garage door opener, the stove range, thermostat, its components, computer board that was burnt.
They contacted PSEG hoping for help. After all, homeowners said it was not an act of God. The surge came during the utilities' repairs to a defective overhead transformer. PSEG's response: we respectfully decline to pay for the damage.
With Mother Nature, many are furious with the utility that's supposed to be ready.
No agent is available to take your call. We tried to report the tree down, the wires being down, and basically nobody coming here to do anything.
And can you even get through?
No.
More than a third of PSEG Long Island customers knocked off the grid, yet their outage map lags behind. Texting an outage or reporting online prompts error messages. And if customers suspect a hazardous condition, like this transformer burning for 12 hours in Jericho, there's this phone message.
Please try your call again later.
Electrical wires are dangling over Damon Chisholm's Melville pool.
Keep getting circuits busy, and I totally think it's ridiculous.
Tomorrow is mixed with outrage at Greenfield Cemetery, run by the town of Hempstead in Uniondale, where a final resting place for loved ones has become a temporary resting place for utility equipment.
Allowing construction equipment in the middle of this cemetery where we have our loved ones being buried. Noise, trucks, big fence put up all of a sudden. I think it's sacrilegious. I think it's disrespectful.
Trucks, utility poles, giant spools of electrical wire. Why here? Town of Hempstead Supervisor Laura Gillen, new to the job in January, says she found the 2017 contract with a PSEG subcontractor to use the land as a staging area for 2 years in exchange for paying the town $5,000 per month. But nothing in the contract mentioned the cemetery. It passed the town board unanimously with just a street address and the land listed as a parking lot.
This is not a parking lot.
It's right next to where we're burying people.
Gillen says the contract is illegal because town code only allows grave digging and maintenance equipment in the cemetery.
It's just an example of another bad contract, just pushing something through without any concern for the residents.
Todd Haranica is the director of solar energy for PSEG. The state's largest utility owns this solar farm and wants to own 10 more like it. PSEG filed last week for another 100 megawatts of solar grid-connected projects on land.
A woman in hospice care died just hours after PSEG cut off the power to her house in Newark because of an overdue bill. That woman relied on an oxygen tank powered by electricity to breathe. Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson has details.
One representative kept telling me to stop calling. There were way too many tickets in the system.
Pleading with someone to turn the power back on.
The spokesperson also said they wanted to be able to follow existing lines. They said they don't want to cut new paths, but that's apparently what company officials and their consultants have decided to do. He said the company picked the 10 proposed routes. The company decided to put the map out just 4 days ago, and the company will decide the final route that's selected